Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we're going to be continuing our top 25 stats series where we look at kingdoms across the entire game and pull data from those kingdoms based on specific sets. Today, we are going to be going over the top 25 alliances that have accumulated the most amount of merits or PvP points thus far. Now, a few things to mention, as always, in the beginning. Number one is that this data was collected on the 18th of October across about an hour and a half window. Number two, remember that any points that you see after this, up until those seasons end, will, of course, most likely and or should be more. So again, if you're looking at this a couple days after it's released or a week after it's released and those alliances in their kingdoms or groups are still playing their seasons out, right, those points are most likely going to be higher. Number three, which is that if you want to take a look at the public spreadsheet for this is my master copy that I essentially update first, do the recordings, and then I move these over to the public sheet 24 hours after the video's been up. You can join the Discord, link to that in the pinned comment description. You can react to the Call of Dragons section in the Reaction Rules channel. And then you go to the Call of Dragons section and you'll go to the channel that says CoD Data Stats, I believe, something around there. And then you'll be able to find a link to the public version. I think that for the most part covers it. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look here at what we have for our top 25 this month. Also, nice to know, a month between, which is dope. I always like it when we get the exact 30 days. Oh, sweet. Okay. Swigging that agua. As usual, we'll start bottom up. We'll go through the top 25, give everyone their flowers, and then we will talk about some comments. So starting at the bottom. Number 25 at the bubble position, Nocturnal Order. 330 million merit points accumulated thus far in S2-3. Number 24, CK66, 347 million merit points, S2-10. Number 23, LI Loyal Inferno, 361 mil from SSS1-35. That is a Season 1 Plus kingdom still, at least until they get phased out eventually. Number 22, TFS The Freak Show, 366 million merit points from S2-4. Number 21, BDO's Blood Oath, 382 million merit points, S2-2. Then we have number 20, hashtag ASC The Ascendant, and they're at 386 million merit points, S2-5. Now we get to number 19, Uwu X Waifu Warriors, great name, 401 million merit points, breaking our 400 mil barrier, S2-11. Number 18, Trib and Tribe, just not really an and, but you know where I'm going with that. 407 million merit points, S2-6. Then we get to number 17, GXD Garuda and Dragon, 409 million merit points, S2-3. Hold that in. Yes. Number 16, Howl Chilling Wolves Gang, 410 million merit points, S2-1. Number 15, Squiggly PS Squiggly Pass the Salt. Great name. 418 million merit points, SSS1-37. Number 14, TDV, The Dark Vengeance, 422 million merit points, SSS1-34. Number 13, TNS Squiggly, The Neck Beard Show. Good thing I shaved mine just a little bit, but it's growing back. 445 million merit points, S2-5. We got number 12, TPD, Tamaris Police Department. Whoop, whoop. 448 million merit points, S2-6. Number 11, ROE, Rise of Elites. 454.49 million merit points, S2-8. And then we get to our number 10, also top 10, breaking in here, TWB, The Wet Bandits, 554.55 for those merit points, even though we should have said million after that. S2-3, number 9, DNS Dragon Soul, 462 million merit points from S2-2. Number 8, NTS's Natisk underscore S, 474 million merit points, S2-8. Then we get to number 7, END, exclamation point, Endgame, 491 million merit points, S2-6. Number 6, RK-0 Ragnarok, breaking our 500 mil merit point barrier. We're at 519 million merit points from S2-1. Number 5, also our top 5, L Squiggly TS Legacy, The Syndicate, 531 million merit points from SSS1-33. Number 4, Final 4, LW Loyal Warriors coming in at 538 million merit points. SSS 1-35. We got top 3. Number 3 hyphen EIS Eminence and Shadow, 557 million merit points from SGH 7. And then we get to the top 2. At number 2, NN No Name breaking our 600 million barrier at 658 million merit points from SSS 1-34. And then the number 1 reigning merit point gods themselves, which is TA the Avengers, 970 million merit points from SGH 1, almost breaking the billion threshold, which I want to note real quick. I believe 970 million merit points is now the new historical peak number that we've seen thus far. Again, from me calculating this, I think the last one was that at TA had 686 million merit points, and you see BTR there for last month. But even if we go back, right, for our stint of these, you can see that, again, that's the highest that we have so far, which is almost 300, a little less than 300 mil more than what they got before. So again, that's the new highest peak we've seen in a season, which is pretty wild. Now, when it comes to the bubble position, right, you're over 120 million increase there, right, from 207 to 330. And I believe number 25, I believe this is the highest bubble that we've had. It is. 303 was the last one, so it's about 27 million more. And then, yeah, you can see here, So essentially that was from 2 months ago. But now we have the highest bubble merit point gain or points accumulated thus far. Also, the thing that I found was interesting is that we had 6 kingdoms here, or KVK merge groups from S1 Plus, at least for now, which is the SSS 1s kingdoms that you see, along with 3 of those being in the top 5. That's pretty wild. Aside from that, we got some new names that are coming in. I think some new ones I haven't heard of too much, which is LI Loyal Inferno. There's a few others here as well. Past the Salt. TDV The Dark Vengeance. I think I've done them before in other data sets or fields. And then we have, I think Natisk I've done once or twice. And then we have, Legacy of the Syndicate. I think maybe I'm familiar with them once, but then Loyal Warriors is the other one. No Name I've seen a couple times. So there's a few names on this one that, even though they've appeared in some other sets or maybe some previous months, a little bit newer as far as for my remembrance, if you will, or familiarity with the name itself. And then with that in mind, right, you have your range here from 330 to 970. You're looking at about, 640 mil, give or take, between the difference there, which is obviously a lot bigger than the last one, right, which was 440, right? So you're looking at, 200 mil more between the gap from 1 to 25. But still, I think the general consensus is we're seeing a lot more PvP this time around, right? I wonder what it would be if we did a quick sum. Let's do that. So the sum here, that, and maybe that could be cool to kind of be a little indicator on how much. What's that at 14? We'll do 14, and then maybe we'll put that in red. And let's see what this was. Sum. I'll see. Yeah, so this is actually kind of cool to show this. I actually didn't think about doing this one before. So 9. I'm curious what this one was. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see this was 10. Maybe I'll start adding this one in, right? It's kind of a way to kind of show like how much PvP has been going on in that month. I mean, again, look, you're looking at 11.65 billion merit points just between the top 25 alliances thus far, right? This is the most amount of PvP that's been done. And I think it's a good trend when you look at how the amount of overall PvP is increasing. Now, again, we're looking at a very small kind of top 1% pool of the top 25 alliances, but it is good to see that the amount of PvP is increasing and not necessarily stagnating or kind of being close to the numbers or even being negative sometimes. So it's nice to see that the trend is constantly going upwards, obviously with the exception of 918. And bear in mind that you will kind of have to take some of these with a grain of salt, only because it also depends on when we're doing this data, right? Are these alliances in their kingdoms at the beginning of the season? If so, there's going to be lower merit points, which is very similar when you look at 918 when we did it a month ago, right? Notice how the merit points are more than 2, you're like 2.3 million merit points more, or billion, sorry, 2.35 or 2.305 billion merit points more than they were last month. That's typically because it's more so at the beginning of the season where you're not having as much PvP that has already been done thus far compared to now where a lot more PvP is being done. So I'm sure these numbers, if we do this in another month or before the S2, like the Kingdoms 1 through 90 finish their season, we'll take another look, and I bet you the points will be even more at that time. Especially because for a lot of the S2, or for quite a few of the S2 Kingdoms, right, their Zone 4s are just opening up for where Frost Dragon is. So that's something to consider as well, so they haven't really been in there for that long. Aside from that, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That is going to do it for me as always. Until next time, I will catch you later.